Hey, what's going on? I just want to make sure that we are actually live while AMC is hitting up to $40 once again, pushing through that roof. Hey, how's it going? I am your friendly neighborhood sweater wearing Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers of Stonks, and that's Professor Meatball right back there. I want to say hi to each and every one of you. How's it going? We got Jason Honk, we got Travis, we got Buying Hole, we got BTS Sandwich, we got Government Divides, we got JT, we got Calvin. What's up? How's it going? You guys are coming back. What's up? Long time no see. What's up, Sunny Goonrung? I have a little surprise for you guys. I want to be able to say thank you for showing up early. Early worms get the bird, as it is known. So I want to give you a raffle right after this, right after I want to be able to say that learning is my favorite thing. So Past Andrew has a little something for you, and right after that, I want to give a raffle to each of you. What's up, APJ? What's up, Wolfie Wild? Misty McCowney, Mr. Rodriguez. Whoa, that's a cool name. Josh Bryant. All of you have a chance for me to say thank you. I want to give you guys something right after this, and the only people that are eligible are people that are currently in this chat, which means you guys. All right, take a listen to this quick message from Andrew from the past. You know, Meatball, the only thing I like better than you in a little zebra tie right now is being able to learn. Learning is the most important thing, which is why this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare has so many classes, including MKPHD's YouTube Success Script and Shoot and Edit class that I not only think that he is one of the coolest YouTubers, but also one of the best ways to be able to start doing something like me. If you guys are interested in getting one of your own silver plaques or one of your own goals out of your bucket list, being able to educate and proliferate messages that you think are important is part of the democratic system, part of the system of learning, and part of what you guys are best at doing. So make sure that the first 1,000 subscribers know that they are going to be able to get a month free on Skillshare by pressing the link in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. That was Andrew from the past. How's it going? And now it's Andrew from the current live person talking to you right now. Take a look at the fact that AMC has broken completely new records. 20% short right here. Okay, boom, baby. We were talking about 20% short coming in the last video from yesterday, and now it has happened. So big ups on our meme stock boys. Hey, you guys watched a sponsor, which means I want to give you guys a chance to win a little something. So what is the question I want to ask? Oh, that's right. Who is this lovely fellow? What is his name? What's his full name? I'll accept pretty much anything. I will choose 4 of you. I'll put you in a random number generator, and one of you is going to win. The people that are currently in this chat, like John Swanner, like Joe McGowan, like SI, like Dean, like JT, like DeAndre, like another YouTube, like Hannah Harvey. How's it going? Meatball? I like Meatball. I like that. Tom Rios. I was going with his full name, but I'll take Meatball. I'll put Tom Rios, Jorge. I'll take Mad Hatter. I'll take Tom Rios' first answer, which is Professor Meatball. That's what I was going for. That's Professor Meatball right there. He is a dog turret from the University of Cornell. The random choice generator. Okay, so one of you is gonna win. Let's reward Tom Rios as the first possible winner. We have Jorge Fernandez. We have Frankie Hemingway. I like that. I know BTS Sandwich knows the answer. Here it is, BTS Sandwich, and we're gonna have Mad Hatter. All right. Those of you who are currently on this list are gonna have another chance to win another raffle later, and those of you who are not on this list are still gonna have a chance. Ready? Here it is. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Tom Rios, send me an email at andrewmobusiness@gmail.com to claim a little something from the merch store. What's up? Can't Stop, Won't Stop, GameStop. How's it going? Jean-Luc Fritzen. We got Diamond Canuts, a Grillionaire. We have Kaleo Wilson and Alan Barron. Hello to each and every one of you. What's up? Glad to have you with us. Let's talk about why AMC is up at such heights, and then we're going to get up through a little bit of news for AMC and GME, and then let's talk about what are the biggest winners from today. We have a couple of the main stocks just going up, and stocks go up. That's something that you should already know by now. But we have Apple, heading up to 1.24% here. Let's take a look at some of the other big players. We have crypto on its way, basically reversing a lot of the price action from earlier this week. We have Ethereum going up to 2.5%, Doge up at 4.5%, Bitcoin up to 1%. We have Nano Dimension. We have even Walmart is green on the day. A lot of the stock market is feeling itself again. John Biscuit says it's the lucky winner get 1 AMC share. All losers get 10 AMC shares. Now that is what we're talking about. Oh man. You guys are looking for free stonks? The description down below, that's the ticket right there. Let me move this over. We are saying, Misty McConney says, bonus points for saying his birthday is August 8th. That's true, Misty. Next trivia question. You are going to win it. Matt Hatter says, patiently waiting for Jezebel. What's up, Joji Source? What a surprise to wake up and see you streaming. It is. It certainly is. And I'm happy to be here. Oh my goodness, everybody's already Andrew being that mojo and motivation on this wacky Wednesday, says Sir HC Creation. Oh, it is part of the wackiest Wednesday you have seen. The market is up. Markets are looking pretty darn good. Let's change this back to AMC. And let's look some of the news. Why is Dogecoin outperforming the wider crypto market today? AMC chief has Dogecoin on his radar. We talked about that yesterday. GameStop stock enduring an awful September. It's true. A lot of these stocks are holding tight. If you thought that either of these stocks are overvalued, right? The mainstream media has been thinking about that for a long time. Why have they sustained this value? Simple question, right? Why, if these stocks are so overvalued, are we seeing substantially good price movement? How's the job going? It is a lot of work. But the main reason why is because of my exploding bathroom as well as my family. So my family is off to wherever they are, holed away, bunkling down for the coming winter. Winter is coming. People, you hear that? Winter is coming. Treasurys has been in the Bay Area for family business this last week. I now understand how awkward it is to follow the stock market with the time difference. Oh my gosh. It is ridiculous. Adam Austin says, say Mo Money live and had to check if my eyes were playing tricks. Welcome back, Andrew. Oh, missed you, Andrew. Tell Hector hi from all of us. LMAO says Misty. Misty, it's like our old friends are all back in one room. This is what I love to see. I love to see it. Okay, let me see if I can pull a little bit of those talking heads in here. Let's see what the mainstream is talking about. Stocks higher after Tuesday's failed attempt to crash, blah, blah, blah. Wow, it's like the world has just been turning. Big tech may save Manhattan's corporation. Let's see. Contagion risk from China's Evergrande. There's a lot of stuff happening already. It looks like Evergrande was one of the biggest pieces of news from a couple of even hours ago, from half a day ago. Here is a quick clip on what the heck is Evergrande. What are they doing? Domestic bond coupon payment. You know that when we get together, everything is a little bit more exciting than bonds. Let's take a listen.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, that
You're welcome.
Private property unit owes the equivalent of $36 million in interest payments for a local yuan bond due Thursday. But the company, Hongda, said in a statement that it was able to negotiate privately through this deal. So that has lifted sentiment within the market. Still unclear, though, as to whether or not, or what this actually might mean for the dollar bond interest payments that are also due on Thursday, and what it could mean for a broader restructuring for the company. Now, as I said, that development did lift sentiment in the stock markets. Chinese markets were reopened after a 2-day break. The property plays rallied. Chinese banks, though, remained weak, especially those that have a lot of exposure to Evergrande. Evergrande still owes about $850 million in coupon payments this year. China's central bank injected the equivalent of $14 billion into the banking system. It left a benchmark.
Interesting. So this is Doesn't seem super relevant, but it does seem that it's a part of the story. Markets are rebounding. What's going on, Ryan Sinclair? See a lot of ducks in that chat. How's our girlfriend's BTS sandwich? Pretty good. Thanks for asking. She is making art. She's feeling up to it. Hello to all from Wisconsin, says Jimmy Cap. Let's roll. People talking about that at Aaron. Hold on. What are thoughts about the Aaron tweet from earlier? That's Adam Aaron. Let's take a listen. Any news from A Tobit? I can text him right now. That's Austin Tobit, the man with the plan with the DD. We definitely could. We 100%. Let me see. Later on this live stream, I'm gonna text him and see what's up. Let's see. Anybody else? Adam Aaron. CEO Adam. Never thought I'd live to see the day. Oh my god, the Twitterverse is exploding here. Elon Musk liked their Dogecoin Twitter poll tweet. If you happen to see this tweet too, Mr. Musk, congratulations on Tesla and SpaceX. I have strived to be an innovator my entire career, but you, sir, are the epitome of innovation above all others. So, is this the OTP? Is this the ship that we're actually looking for? Kelby Covington, this information is for free, and you had the nerve, the audacity to come in with a super chat. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Kelby. Oh, what's going on, Finance Tisetsa? What's up, Finance Tisetsa? Wolfie Wild says, more positive vibes from this channel. We are bringing those positive vibes and spoon feeding it straight up. No chaser. So let's see what the current yes for sure do it, yes but I won't use it, no not that important, and no what a waste of effort. So it looks like 16% of the people are putting their vote at the bottom. No, a waste of effort, but a majority, almost 69%. Oh, what if I vote? If I vote, would that be 60? No, it's too far away. Too many people have voted, but it is 68, 9, 7, 16. If you add all of the no's together, that's still only 23. John Larson says, with Lux Algo, how do I get the fuzzy clouds looking things that are above and below the candles? I got you. Let's pull up Lux Algo right now. Someone has a question about this stonk trading tool, which I personally love. Can't do without. And you're looking at those Bollinger reversal clouds that you see on my chart. Pretty easy. Just click one of these indicators, the red sign here. Click it twice to get a settings to come up right here. And then you'll be able to go to that indicator overlay and then turn on those reversal zones. See, if I turn it off, then they will disappear. Turn them on, and then they're back. That's it. And this has been tech support with yours truly. He's alive! What's going on? Mad Dogs Hardcore. Finally, all is right in the world. Andrew is live, and the vibes are immaculate. Good morning, Weirdo Shrine. Smoking and Joking says, where have you been all my life? I'm so happy to be here. What's going on? RWLK says, Melly. Okay, we'll take a look. Back to those days where anything you guys want to take a look at, we'll at least see together. I noticed the other day that Spirit got delisted. Support.com got delisted. So I was like, oh, I remember when this was the crazy stuff all the way back in the day. Rewalk down 25%. Okay. Like I said, the market doesn't have only winners today. McRae Massey, once again, throwing a super chat in this free information live stream. Ooh, thank you so much. Glad you're back. I'm a January GME AMC holder and just took some tendies because I'm getting married in Hawaii next week. Thanks for everything you do and being a part of the best year of my life so far. McRae, getting right back into it. You're getting pinned. Your message is getting pinned for that wholesome vibe. Oh, man. You're going to go right in there. Thanks for sharing. And congratulations in advance. The Moon Platoon falling in love. I love to see it. Miss Morphing Shape says, dude, where have you been till now? I'm missing your live sessions and positivity. Pretty sure you're pretty busy. Just want to say I missed you and Professor Meatball. Of course, I will tell you guys each and every time. you guys ask? It was my exploding bathroom right behind me. We had knocking, we had hammering, we had huge fans going for, at one point, an entire weekend. So imagine 72 hours of a big fan just drying all of the water inside the walls and the floor. And then my family came right after. Now that both of those are not a part of my current headache of trying to get everything all sorted out, I am here. And we are back on the reg. We're back on the regular. Keith Cloverdale, good to see you. All these names. Y'all are the true Blue Moon platoons here. What's up? Hey man, you left and AMC fell. Now you're back and we're ready to rocket ship, says Anglam. Kelly Covington, shut up and take my money. Now we're best friends. We missed you. Kelby Covington. Kelby Covington. That's, first of all, a really good name. Second of all, you're getting pinned. Wholesome. Wholesome. Oh, man. OMG, it's Andrew. What's up, Johnny Pie? Oh, wait, Smoking and Joking is a contractor. Whoa, hey, yo, send me a message. Andrew Mo Business. Maybe one day I will make some stuff. Maybe I'll make like a bird house, but it'll be for people, so it'll be a people house. Hey, Small Town Pop Collector, what's up? Missed you too. Thanks for coming. Did I refurb the bathroom for Showerfest? The bathroom is the entire apartment now. It's can you explain to me how Ortex can show 94 million short interest yesterday and only show 104% with a 0.84% change? Of course, it is going to be the explanation of. Oh, whoa, go down. I need to change the size of the window. Ortex, you sneaky sneak. There's Ortex. So Ortex's short change estimated delta is the current confusion. You think that AMC's short interest was close to about 90-ish million, and today it's all the way above 100, and yet the short interest change is not substantial. That's something that we've seen multiple times before in the past, and the answer is, hey, the Ortex is an estimate. Ortex is trying to estimate exactly what the live short interest is with two very difficult hurdles to cross. One, they need to be able to understand. They need to be able to have everyone understand that it's T+2. So you have shorts that pile onto a stock, maybe during a huge market pullback, and then when they pile on, you won't see that reflected until T+2. So they're trying to estimate this short interest change as well. Aw, Josh Bryan says, use your code for Lux Algo, got the 20% off. Can't wait to take it for a spin. Josh Bryan's talking about the code Andrew Money with the Lux algorithm. I think that is pretty darn good to be able to give you the buy and sell signals to make stonk trading easy. Oh, started following last night. Great content. Everyone talking about stonks going to the moon. But is Andrew headed to the moon with this YouTube channel? Colorless Games. That's a wholesome message. That is wholesome. I missed being able to give you guys recognition for these really, really heartfelt messages. Oh, man. Let's see. Andrew, know anything about iExec RLC? Think about buying 3,000 watts low. Is this a penny stock? Let's see. iExec RLC. Okay, I'm gonna have to look over somewhere else. I'm gonna look us over somewhere else. J-Rod says, watching and listening to other feeds has brought back anxiety during the last month. I am glad you're back on. What's up? Fud to the moon. What's up, Danny Yee? Is you who I think you is? But are you the Fud guy? Daniel Rodriguez says, just wanted to say thank you for streaming. My brother is in a coma, and seeing you stream again put a smile on my face, which I needed. So thank you. Daniel Rodriguez, you are one of the OG Moon Platoon Goon Squad, my bosom brother, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. You didn't have to bring your family, you didn't have to share your family matters with us, but you did, and now we are here with you. Thoughts going out to your brother, and let's get this. Life is chugging forward. What do you think about the SDC, the Smile Direct Club? Thanks, Andrew. That, first of all, sounds like... That sounds like Smile Direct Club. That sounds like a shower fest kind of thing. I was like, would you like to go to the Smile Direct Club? Why SDC's main focus is investing in growth initiatives. SDC stock falls after Stifel Nicolaus analyst backs away from long-time bullish stance. This is just from a few hours ago. Out of control expenses make it hard to smile about Smile Direct Club. It seems like the mainly sentiment is bearish, but you know, mainstream is wrong. Mainstream can be wrong. Wolfie Wild. Professor Meatball called me last night. He told me to keep holding. Oh, and tell Andrew to give me a treat. Meatball, you hear that? They're giving you a treat. In response to this delicious treat, if you guys wouldn't mind, I haven't talked about it at all in this video. This is the one shout out. Defeating that algorithm requires all 600, 700 of you to hit that like button at the same time. Maybe just once. Maybe when Meatball catches his treat in his mouth. Right? Put your mouse on the like button. Put your mouse on the subscribe if you haven't. I know all of you are. 3, 2, 1, bam. Oh, that's fun. Oh, man. Hi, Bach says, missed ya, Andrew. Missed ya and glad to see you and Professor Meatball. I miss Meatball's treats. We're going to have some of them soon. Rich Soda says, woo, Andrew and Meatball are accounted for. Time to board the rocket. Oh, man. Mark C., I have been in a world of hurt with a bathroom that had exploded my entire hallway and half of the apartment area, and then my family came. So there you go. Joe Miami, Andrew, January 20th, AMC was $2 by the 27th. If it had 10x, then spent 4 months consolidating on May 24th, it was $12 by June. It reached $72, 6x. Now it's spent 4 months consolidating. Let's go apes. Joe, let's go apes. All right, let's make it clear that it is about the power of the masses. That's how a financial revolution works. When you're waiting for a huge transfer of money from the already rich and wealthy, already rich and powerful, to the people who have been grinding away at the research, at the data, and waiting for their shot. This is absolutely where those people are congregated. That's just the truth. Francis Kanya says, are you back for good? Like smashed. What's up? BTS Sandwich says, no lie, I didn't think they dragged this all out, but I guess it helps the taxes. Oh yeah, I think a bunch of you in about 3-4 months are going to get long-term capital gains instead of short-term, which is a lot of money saved from taxes. Josh says, my anxiety has been off the chain. Not being able to listen to you bell to bell will always favor you for any streamer. Missed you, big homie. Oh, good to... You guys are going to make me feel all kind of feelings. Come on, bud. It's showtime. Showtime. Let's see it. Meatball has almost forgotten the command, showtime. Meatball, come on. Yeah, good boy. Good job. Meatball is back, and he is fluffier than ever. Ken Fabio in the house. Ken, look at that platinum Meatball coin button. That means that he has stayed a member all the way. I think that's 4 or 5 months. Ken Fabio, yo, how are you doing? Long time. How are you doing? Bekria Ahmed says, glad to see you back. Your coverage is like my cup of tea. Much love. Oh, Crystal says, morning, Andrew. So happy to see you live. What's up? We have, what else? It's been quite a while. Yup, money, dollar signs, says SMJ. People wants Wawa. He wants more water. Okay. Let's see. Discord CEO. Ooh, okay. Mark Mobius. How likely is China to bail out Evergrande? So this is from the most recent news. Seems like China bailing out Evergrande, making domestic bond coupon payments.
Will China's government step in, or will they resist the optics of having to bail out one of these companies? And if Evergrande isn't too big to fail, what happens next? Let's welcome back Marco Papich. He's chief strategist at the Clock Tower Group and author of the new book, Geopolitical Alpha. And Dwortrick McNeil is managing director at Longview Global and a CNBC contributor. It's great to have you both here. Marco, let me just start with you. You know, again, the Evergrande issue.
Hold on, before we start, I do want to answer Quarantine's question. Hey, I'm using Lux. I'll go to trade options. Careful. Should I be looking on the 1-day chart or the 5-day chart for my entry points? Try to understand that you are working on the whatever time frame that you want to see your option expire in, right? And then just kind of bump it up one. If you're trading weeklies, if you want to be able to say, okay, by this Friday or by next Friday, I am going to put a call or put a put there. You want to be able to start looking at the smaller, maybe the 1-day or the 5-day. Right? But if you want to trade and then hold a option for months at a time, it's going to be on the daily at least, if not the monthly, right? You can be looking at the monthly as well. Hey, Smoking Jargon member for 6 months, Moon Platoon. Check out the new chat. Glad to be a longtime supporter. Keep being awesome, Andrew and Meatball. Thanks, man. Oh, man. Joe Miami saying, Andrew, can you give us that updated Ortex data on AMC and BBIG? Sure. So, before this video goes on, updated, a short interest for AMC is currently at 20.35%. That's where we're at. That's the story. Ortex is showing a estimated scraped, so they're actually just surveilling the market. So they're scraping the short interest because there's no real obligation from the shorters to share their real positions. Let's take a look at BBIG's short interest as well. It's probably not on the NYSE. It's going to be on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, BBIG, ooh, they're almost twins right now. BBIG at 24% after an 8% short interest change. AMC going at 20%, so fairly substantial. It's not just like a small little smattering on top. It's not a sprinkle. It's a wave. What's new? Let me think. I started playing Magic the Gathering. Wow, it has been a while. I started playing Magic the Gathering like a month and a half ago. And now I'm gonna start learning music theory. I'm trying to learn a couple of things, but I also want to make sure that I want to tell you the streams are back. Streams are back, and they're gonna be large, and they're gonna be in charge. Lest at bullies. Hey Andrew, so glad to see you live. Thank you for all your knowledge. Let's do this, Rocket. Arukado says, now with Andrew back, we can start using magnets, rockets, and special effects sounds to send us to the moon. Is my piano working? I can make sound effects with my MIDI keyboard now. Hee hee. Now I have a sound effect board. It's like a little kid playing with like a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. I'm just like... Hey, Francis Kanye says, I've been blasting Green Day all day, so I'm hoping that's what's going to help AMC. Wolfie Wild says, doubled down on everything during yesterday's dip. Let's hope that was a good choice. Hey, you're looking like it's pretty good. If you had buying power, yesterday was a great day to buy. Yesterday was a great day to buy. That's why I put out the video, essentially titled, Yesterday was a great day to buy. But I can't do that because of YouTube. But I can say in retrospect, that was what the video intended. It was what the video would like to show, that the markets go up and down. And if you are having trouble putting time in the market because you're either young or you just started your investment journey, then at times you're looking for the best time to enter the market. Quarantine Heem says, thanks Andrew, good to see you back. Oh, you're putting super chats in this free live stream. It's pretty cool of you. Thanks Quarantine, I really appreciate it. Let's see. We got Loki saying, why have you been gone for so long? Well, a couple weeks ago I had my bathrooms explode, and that took a couple of weeks to fix, and then my family showed up, and I had to show them around. I had to be like, hey, my family, I love you, haven't seen you for a while, you know. It's gotta make sure that they're well taken care of. Carl Miles says, so glad to see you, Andrew. Missed your guidance. Remember, AMC short interest right now at 20% and climbing. From yesterday, it was nearing the double digits in terms of short interest change. BBIG is a notable up change of 7% in the short interest up to 24. Go Gadget, boom AMC, says Proxima Centauri. Lucky says, need to have you stream MTG Arena. Jonna Friendly. Cool name. Jonna Friend. Hey, missed you, brother. It's been a long time. Lost money because you were gone. Hey, Jonna Friend. It's good that we are Jonna here again. Need something? Need attention? Yes, you do. Kevin Stoltz says, good morning, just woke up. He woke up like this. Reg Cloud says, I'm an Andrew and Meatball junkie. So awesome y'all are back. I needed a fix real bad. Been having withdrawals. Must have daily Meatball. Look at him. Okay, here's your daily dose of an up close with Meatball. Meatball, take it away. Tell us about the stock market. Well, as you guys can see, at one point I had a very clear persona for Meatball. Let's look at the options chain with Meatball as the pilot. Meatball, tell us how AMC is rocketing above the $40 mark again. One rocket in the chat, please. One rocket in the chat for AMC. We had 3 now. 1, 2, 3 attempts to push past the $40 range. Right now is our latest attempt, and it doesn't seem like we're quite done. Meatball's talking about the options chain. I hear you, bud. I hear you. Oh, oh, whoa. The options chain currently looking a little sparse, but that's mainly because AMC has a hard choice to make. When the markets are volatile, do you put a lot more of your money in puts or calls? It looks like much of the market had put their money in $30 puts. So these are slightly out of the money puts on AMC from yesterday. And right now, this is looking pretty foolish because AMC was not going down to $30 again. Let's take a look at the 20th. That was from 2 days ago. So while the market was dipping hard, much of the puts were put at $40. So these are now out of the money. So these $40 puts are out of the money, which means more tendies for people who believe. Adam says, we want Meatball. Ren Hall says, if I buy 3, hold on a second. Ren Hall, thanks for the soup. If I buy 3 options separately, same ticker, then sell them all together in one day, is that 1 trade or 3? Hold on. Is that 1 trade? You're buying and selling? That is 6 trades, I believe. The answer I'm going to go with is 6. Review Balankan says, hi, welcome back. Can you please check Surf? What are your thoughts on a short play to make some money for GME? Not financial advice. Thanks. Okay, sure. Let's take a look. I'll take a look at Lux Algo. You guys can keep the screen up. Yeah, remember, people are still putting millions of dollars at the 145s ever since June. So it's been about 4 months. A couple of millionaires have spent millions of dollars, or maybe just millions of apes have spent millions of dollars daily to keep that options chain at the 145 mark. All right, SURF. That stands for SURF. Surface Oncology. Ooh, cancer research. Strong buy very recently that pushed into these reversal Bollingers here. So take a look. These are the reversal bands right here. If I can zoom in, I'll show you a little bit more in detail. 7.8. Yeah, it's about $7.8 is where this price action pushed through those overbought Bollinger, and now currently hanging underneath. I would say this stock has significantly run away in the price action just a few even days ago, if not months ago. But be careful, because this stock does happen to have these rips. Just in the last, month? In the last month, stock went up, stock goes down, and then it went down for a month and a half for quite a long time. So if you are not willing to hold a consolidation pattern all the way down, I'd be careful. But I can't give you any financial advice, you guys know that. Newbie here says JSA. With apes other stocks on high short interest and utilization rate, what makes GME and AMC so special? That's fair. That's fair. Stock market is all about the manipulators, the manipulated. It's all about the watchers and the doers. And so at the end of the day, if you see a stock with high short interest rate and you think a short squeeze is in the horizon, make a bet. Make a small bet if you're not sure. Like, take a chance. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying do something with the market. And then if you make a mistake, as long as it's not a substantially large one, as long as you lost the money you were willing to lose, you learned something, and that is invaluable. Gotta love learning. Ren Housing, I was asking regarding PDT. Sorry. Okay, hold on. That's all good. Jens Gemmel says, welcome back, Mr. Mo. You have been missed. My learning curve has flattened. My energy levels deteriorated. I got lost, couldn't sleep, but now it's all good again. Jens Gemmel. Jens, you're gonna make me feel away. Aw. Adam Rozansky. Let me just try. I couldn't do it first try. Adam Rozansky Modrinsky. Good to see you back again, Andrew. Check out SoFi. What's your thoughts? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, it is on like Donkey Kong recently. Wow, only today. A little bit yesterday, but mostly only today. Look at this. That's an actual rocket shape. So this stock is about to hit 17. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on this. I might make a whole video about it. I may just make a whole video. Mo Meister says, Andy, what are your thoughts about the computer share business? Is it like rideshare? Actually, that's a great idea. Actually, I love that idea. Some people, all they need is a really nice computer for a while, because computers go out of fashion too, right? Really, a computer can only stay as relevant as the rule of, what is that rule? That microchips double every so often. Someone, internet, tell me what that, I can't remember what that rule is called. Andrew, the man, Authentic Monkey, what's up? I have basic trading views, says Joe Parker. What's a good buy-sell indicator? I got you, Joe. It's called Lux Algo. You can search the YouTube internets for Andrew Mo, Lux Algorithm, or you can just go down to the description and take a look, because I make tutorials about that product. It's a pretty darn good one. Albert Hong Wang Long says, bro, CPOP can easily go to the moon, about to rise to USD 20. USD 20. Cody says, absolutely on that advice. Start with a trading plan, reward and risk points, and stick to them. Absolute advice is your learning option. Small portion risks lead to lessons learned. Lee's computer. Moore's Law. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Keith Cloverdale says, just want to give you a quick update. We have closed the house and moved in a few weeks ago. Also, baby Diamond Head started walking. Keith, congrats. First of all, what's Baby Diamond's hands? What's Baby's Diamond? Just a nickname. You don't have to tell me the real name. Don't dox your baby. But what can I call Baby Diamond Hands? Because that is wholesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. That is wholesome. Love to hear that. Baby Diamond Hands. Kevin Stoltz says, so much information in one place. Hey, I'm glad you like it. If you like it, you like it. Kevin Stoltz is not wrong. If you like it, you like it. Italian Stallion. Yo, welcome back, Drew. The Stallion. The movies. Oh, man. Can't believe the Italian Stallion is here. All right. Let's go back to the sub-hourly. Let's see. Cody Becker says, Andrew, man, I've missed you and your Mo Money community. Been listening to Matt in the absence. He's a great filler and entertaining. But the data feel here, brother. The data feel here. Heck yeah. I'm glad to be that once again for all of y'all. We are going to have the data feels. Let's see. It's like reverse of a Half-Life. Some of the smartest people are here. Happy Moon, says Wolfie Hyde. Wolfie. Alright, so... Badr says, Andrew, nice to see you back live. Could you share your thoughts about AMC support today? I'm holding since Feb and buying more at dips. Well, yesterday was a pretty big old dip. Big old dip. Kevin Trance, welcome back. I hope someone enjoyed mooncakes yesterday. Oh, that's totally right. It's because my family's gone. Ah, that's totally right. It was, do you remember day? Oh man, Italian's talented. Let's get 42. It's the meaning of life. Get the $42 here. Oh, that's what computer share is. Got it. Okay. Wow, so much knowledge in one place. Y'all have the best, like, real world topical news here. Oh, Andrew Colibra says, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe if you like the content. Who said that? Who said that? I will find you. Oh my goodness, I am going to have to make a doc. Ooh, here it is. Here we go, satellite radio. Okay, let's take a listen about Evergrande real quick just to make sure we're not missing anything huge. This video has already gotten 40 grand views on CNBC. I know, 40, but still, it's a lot for them. So let's take a listen about what the hubbub is all about.
Issue has been out there for such a long time that everybody assumed nothing would be done about it. What do you think is now being done?
Well, I think that we should look at the other analogs in China that can provide us with some sense of where the Chinese policymakers are likely to take this.
420. Anyway, so Evergrande is currently waiting on China to bail out.
So one of the things that we've heard in China from onshore managers is that investors should really focus on restructuring of businesses such as the H&A Group, which is the beleaguered airline airport business that was recently, whose restructuring plan is now coming to the forefront. First of all, the sort of original founders, private holders of equity are going to be completely wiped out. But the business itself will be restructured. There will be a local provincial SOEs that will take over its airport business. There will be a private company called the Fangda Group that will actually take over its airline business. And that's interesting because that's a business that has nothing to do with airlines. In other words, the Chinese policymakers are splitting off the beleaguered H&A Group and giving it over to SOEs and other firms to ensure that sort of the businesses that rely on servicing the H&A Group are not impacted negatively. So that's likely to be the scenario for Evergrande as well.
And I think Dvorak gets a great analogy because, you know, Evergrande is sprawling, has so many different businesses, and it's had, you know, different ones that it's sold over the years, and some it still retains. But
I'm glad that he said Evergrande, and then they're like, Evergrande, though. When's Showerfest? Look at Ken Valvio says, look at Didi's about computer share transfers. Who would like to help your opinions on them? Help explain them in a smooth brain day. Okay, let me take a look while you guys finish this video real quick.
Fundamentally, there are people holding wealth management products. There are people who have, you know, had down payments on properties. And I think what Marco is saying is there's a way to keep them relatively whole while having the state sort of take this apart and figure it out. But Dvorak, I guess I wanted to ask you a slightly different question, which is, you know, to kind of quote from Ling Ling Wei's excellent piece in the Journal about all of this. She says, you know, Xi Jinping's campaign against private enterprise is far more ambitious than meets the eye. He's trying to roll back China's decades-long evolution towards Western-style capitalism and put the country on a different path entirely. So if she's right, and if that's the case, Dvorak, then whether or not Evergrande is sort of dealt with is not the real issue for investors, right? The real issue is, you know, do they want exposure to that version of China?
Yeah, I think that's right, Kelly. Look, I think that we are very clear now that Xi Jinping has a different model in mind. We've talked about that a lot. I think with Evergrande specifically, though, let me say, I think given Xi's focus in that model, his real concern would be on cushioning the impact for retail and other vulnerable investors. And I think the big boys and girls will have to take a haircut. So I think that is coming. I don't think it will fail outright. It won't be a meltdown, but there's some pain coming. But I think absolutely right. The question is, are investors willing to take this ride with Xi Jinping and see where China's economy lands under this new sort of common prosperity narrative? I will also say, Kelly, that the debt problem in China has been around for a very long time, but few leaders have felt strong and secure enough to tackle it. So this tells me that Xi is pretty secure going into the 20th
She is pretty
party
secure.
Congress, and he is really knocking heads and trying to restructure the economy.
An absolutely great point, because you would never take this kind of risk going into an almost unprecedented third term unless you felt as if you were able to have that kind of control over the economy. Marco, so what would your advice be to investors? You know, we had Jim Chanos yesterday who pointed out that China has not performed.
Okay, actually, this is a good chance to answer Corey's question. Corey is saying, sorry, no, not Corey's question. It's a good chance to answer Luke's question. Luke, make sure that my merch store is actually working. Help me try to see, place an order and see if you can, and then report back. Luke says, where's your merch at? I'm changing my entire wardrobe to wearing your shirts at work at my nightclub all weekend. What a cool message. What a cool message. Thanks, Luke.
Well, if you look over the past decade, if China's...
Oh, I didn't even explain the answer. The answer is at andrewmomoney.com. It's in the description as well. Just search merch, and you'll be able to get Moon Platoon gear at the andrewmomoneys.com. Just to answer Luke's question. And now back to Evergrande.
This market, broadly speaking, did not perform well over a decade in which it evolved more towards capitalism. How should we expect it to perform if it's now evolving away from that back towards something more socialist, more communist, as this reporting suggests?
Well, you know, in emerging markets, it's very dangerous to equate GDP growth with equity performance. In fact, you know, it's not a good guide at all. I think it's going to continue to be challenging to generate returns in China. At the same time, the people who are likely going to do the best job at it will be onshore managers. So there is still uncorrelated, you know, alpha to be generated in onshore markets. And one thing that I would say, so I don't disagree with anything that Dewardrick is saying, but I would say that it's ironic that what's happening with Evergrande is not actually part of the common prosperity writ large in the theme. And what I mean by that is that here's China trying to deleverage beautifully. It's trying to deal with its debt problems, which are really a feature of the last decade, during which it was supposedly more capitalist. Mm-hmm. And yet it still has this debt problem. It's actually dealing with it in a very austere Washington consensus type of a way. It's not dealing with it in a socialist way. And yet that is the greatest risk to China's economy now. It's this irony that Chinese policymakers trying to do what's right will actually cause the entire economy to blow up. And that's why they're between a rock and a hard place. And I think that most investors assume that they're going to have to deal with Evergrande in a pretty sanguine way. I agree with that. I think Dewardrick does as well. The problem is so does the market. I mean, if you look at the 10-year, it hasn't really rallied. If you look at copper prices, haven't really fallen. Iron has, but oil is holding steady. There's, you know, the sanguine view is priced in by the markets, and that's what concerns me.
Very, very interesting. I'm glad you made that point. Guys, we have to leave it there. Marco Papich and Dewardrick McNeil, again, maybe a little bit of a warning there as to what extent China can allow this to unfold beautifully, if I can borrow Marco's turn of phrase.
Can she? Can she borrow Marco's turn of phrase? We'll find out later. Hey guys, I'm Andrew, and we are talking about the fact that you guys are being one of the nicest peeps, sending so many positive messages. Wanted to shout you guys out. And now we're going to talk a little bit about what is going on with... Oh, Wallace Frey, what's up? Wallace Frey. Anderson Jones says, you saw that short attack ladder from 52 to 37. SEC was sleeping the entire time. BTS sandwiches, maybe type the www. I feel like I'm in 2001. Ugh. Ugh, yikes. Arvin says, where have you been, Andrew? Well, one, exploding bathroom. Gotta make sure that your bathrooms are not leaking, so your floors are not full of water, because then you will have a fan, an industrial fan, blow at you for 72 hours straight. That is not fun. Come on, buddy. It's your time. And then my family showed up. Yeah, and that's Meatball. Right there. He's just chilling. Tough commodity outlook after sell-off. Let's see if there's any markets are bouncing news. Markets are bouncing. Yesterday was an excellent day to buy. Let's see. Chris Abramo says, I've missed you, Andrew. Y'all gonna make me bust loose. No, I'm very grateful that you guys are here, and I'm very grateful to continue providing the data and learning with y'all. All right, let's take a listen to our favorite talk box, Kramer. I know. It's pretty funny though. He's gonna talk about Powell, and that's all we're gonna have of Mr. Kramer for the day. Just a quick 3 minutes.
Stock Exchange. Jim Kramer joins us now. Jim, again and again, you point out after a big sell-off that a sharp rally the next day typically is not going to hold, and you did that again yesterday, and the Dow closed down, although the Nasdaq was able to stay positive. What makes it? What heals the initial break? Is it time or more downside usually that you're looking for? Can it just work itself out for the next couple of days?
These are historically very weak days, but anybody who bought at the bottom or near the bottom on Monday scalped it on Tuesday because they realized that these people are Johnny-come-latelys and they blew them out.
Johnny-come what?
There's no actual news. I mean, today the problem is that we know the reporters want very much to trip up Jay. That's really what they do. They just say, okay, listen, let's just keep peppering him and pestering him with tapering. Let's challenge him on the guys who are trading back and forth. Let's really make him look bad. And then by the end of the Q&A, you want to sell stocks. I mean, it's not like the reporters sit there and say, hey, Jay, you're the best. I mean, they just heckle him forever. He's got to get rid of these press conferences because all they do is make a mockery of a very good public servant. So, I mean, if you want to buy, wait till after they make a mockery of him and make him look like a fool, and then buy. Because that's what they exist to do, and it drives me absolutely crazy. But Jay created this monster, and it's time to get away from the press conferences because all they're going to do is say, hey, why did you let this guy buy this stock, and how come he bought that stock, and when are you going to taper, and why aren't you tapering, and aren't you worried about inflation? Isn't inflation persistent? Why does he put himself through this punishment? I don't know.
What do you mean, why? Okay, that's pretty funny though. What do you mean, why? Why does he just sit in an ivory tower and take no questions? Why does he have to answer questions as if he...
I was thinking about you from the day before when you were talking about we don't need to, I guess, enable China to do some of the things that it does just because we need them for global growth. We need, we really that the good guys or, people in White House, whatever you want to call it, that even if it, if it hurts global growth, so be it, because of some of the things that are done in China that we just don't think is okay. You still feel that way? You do.
Yes. Look, President Xi clearly overreached. He screwed up on this Evergrande. This is not like taking on the horrendous attack on gays on TV. It's not like cutting back video for teenagers. It's actually destroying foreign investors in Evergrande, but bailing out the local investors and bailing out the people who bought the apartments. But it's 29% of their country. And he's not president for life yet. He's got a vote coming up. And there's 7 guys who have to vote.
He's not president for life yet.
For him. He's even just moved somebody over who was in charge of disrupting Hong Kong. He just moved him over to disrupt Taiwan. I mean, this guy, you got to read David Ignatius today, who I love in the Washington Post, to realize how dire the situation is. But you know what? The heck with them. I mean, if their economy's slowing,
heck with them.
Let it slow. The attacks that they're doing on civil rights are ignored by everybody in the Western world because they want to sell Prel. And then well, I shouldn't pick out them. They're a decent company, but you know what I mean. I mean, everybody in Europe wants to say they have more apartments that are vacant than half of the countries in Europe if they decide to put them all in. But you know what? Everybody wants to sell into there, and I got to tell you, it disgusts me.
Shep Smith here. Oh, I'm so glad Shep is back. Shep. So, disgust you? What do you guys think? Gross? Icky? So the Chinese market right now, Jim got in his high horse and said, you know, how dare everything. How dare. Casey says, I like Jim Cramer, just can't take him seriously, but he would be chill to hang out with. A nice punching bag for a rough day. Aw. Was I secretly away training Meatball to trade stocks? The one, the only. He teaches me to trade stocks. Okay. If you guys think that this is a two-way street between me and Meatball, absolutely not. Every day I wake up and I say, Meatball, what kind of stocks can I trade today? And he's my financial advisor. Not yours. Mine. Oh, man. Kramer looks like a booble head. Julia. There are children. A booble head? 122 says, yes, Andrew, how you doing, broski? I'm doing pretty darn good. Look at how many people are happy to see us back. I'm happy to see y'all back. See, nobody says, not gonna lie. I missed you, Andrew. Welcome back. Let's see. Abe says, Andrew, I'm a plumber. You should have called me. I would have come all the way from NYC. Abe? What? Abe also has the golden, look at that, the golden Meatball coin. He's been a member for quite a while. You guys know what to do. Clueless Kramer. Seems like you guys are having fun with the Kramer video. A lot of what's going on is people are not. Oh, I said we're gonna have, that's all the Kramer. A little bit more. Tiny bit more.
Multiples of what you pay.
10x in a year.
So spend less.
Well, it all kind of ties.
Eat at home, don't go out.
It ties back to what Jamie Dimon told one of our affiliates internationally about what would happen if inflation truly did surprise into the next year, and what Jay Powell may have to do about that. Take a listen.
They're indicating, that sometime in November, give or take a month or two, they'll tell the world that they're going to stop tapering. I don't know if they're going to describe exactly how they're going to do it. The taper itself will take. The way they're talking about will take a year or something like that. And, that'll all be fine if we have decent growth. I think decent growth is far more important than anything. That we keep on growing. And that is the antidote for all ills.
That's not the soundbite I was looking for. What he did say was that it's possible that the Fed could be pushed into a sharp move next year. If
Bobo says, new subscribers here. Hello, Bobo.
If inflation gets too high. Not saying that's going to happen, right, but it's possible.
If Dr. Gottlieb is right, it won't happen. I believe that a lot of what's going on is that people aren't going to work. We also need to have...
Why aren't people going to work?
Well, women aren't going to work. They're forced to. They've had... This is
kids are in
Secretary Ramondo's...
Can you hear any English words after Kramer opens his mouth? Let's take a test, okay? Why aren't people going to work is the question.
I believe that a lot of what's going on is that people aren't going to work. We also need to have...
Why aren't people going to work?
Well, women aren't going to work. They're forced to. They've had... This is...
Kids are...
Women are... Sorry. We're having fun, Jim. Please, come on the show and explain what you were saying when you said those words out loud. The question is, why aren't people going to work?
Won't happen. I believe that a lot of what's going on is that people aren't going to work. We also need to have...
Why aren't people going to work?
Well, women aren't going to work. They're forced to. They've had... This is...
Kids are in
Secretary Ramondo saying that. No, I'm saying, give it a little chance.
Oh, my goodness.
Give it here, call me.
I'm having too much fun.
Yes. Mr. Powell, first I want to know why you allowed a lot of renegade trading where guys made a lot of money based on what you were about to say.
So you don't think there'll be any questions about this?
Let me finish. This is a two-part question,
okay.
Mr. Powell.
Okay, Jim.
And secondly, why have you let rampant inflation continue when you probably even yourself, have you been to the movies? Have you been to the supermarket? How much is milk? How much is oatmeal?
How much is milk?
Third, we have Toast on. We did Toast came public today, and they're talking about restaurant prices going up. So, Mr. Powell, you're a disaster.
He just talked about him being
Mr. Powell.
Okay, this is 2 videos back to back, so it must be the exact same like 10-minute segment. He just called him a great public servant, and then he calls him a disaster. That's the Jim Cramer treatment. He'll treat you like nobody else. He'll treat you like nobody else. Cody says, hey Andrew, on the note of intellectual discussion, what's your personal thoughts on seeing the Federal Reserve having a third of assets in mortgage-backed securities and them tapering their assets? Can you take the gun, and then you take the gun part, and then you point it right to your own self? It's a cartoon. Seriously, it's a cartoon. Oh my god. What a day it is to be a person that has to actually look at these professionals do their job. Federal Reserve meeting days have been good for the stock market until Powell starts talking. That's true. If you guys have been watching, when we play Powell live, it's pretty true until he starts talking. Word salad. Great salads, by the way. Wendy's making great word salads. Dan Mulligan says, hey, glad all is well. You're back. Hope your parents made it back home safely. Thank you. Warman, of course, Lorenzo says, it's Fed decision day on Wall Street. That's today. And investors are awaiting the latest policy statement and outlook for interest rates with bated breath. And as it turns out, what exactly is it called? Fed decision day? Hold on. Fed day. It's Fed decision day. The start of the news conference, which kicks off at 2:30 p.m. That is in 2.5 hours. I might stream again in 2.5 hours. Maybe. It's a half hour following the usual release of the central bank statement. This market has been seeing intraday weakness. The weakness is pronounced during Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's tenure, according to data compiled by Bespoke Investment. Can you believe it? The markets always suffer as soon as you start talking. There's the market. When it comes to late day weakness on Fed days, much of it has become during Fed Chair Powell's tenure. That's a little embarrassing. Guess it's not his fault, but it definitely isn't a good track record. Is it his fault? Maybe it is. What does the comment section think? It's Fed Day. Fed Day, Smed Day. Let's see. Jerome Powell, Fed Day. Fed Day market bounce. It's Fed Day and Jerome Powell is at it again. Why do markets suffer when he opens his mouth? Why do they? All right. Long time no see. What's up, Granddaddy Funk? How's it going? Also, I am starting to get impatient and thinking about selling covered calls for quick cash. Am I a naughty boy? LOL. That's entirely up to you. I can't tell you what to do. I can't do what to do, but if you must, you must. Right? Covered calls, options in a covered scope is always just a little safer and a little more lucrative if you hold the stock yourself, of course. Hold the stock yourself. You can't possibly have infinite downside. Pleb Trader says, hi, new viewer. Why are you using the chart on screen? It doesn't look like TradingView. Thanks. It is Webull. You can also get your own 2 free stocks if you press the Webull link in the description and use the same trading tool that I am using right on screen. Hello, Andrew, says Nazmi Ozkan. All of you, if you were real and if you were in real life and we didn't have to like wear masks and social distance, I'll be giving each of you a big old hug. And I've been told I'm a pretty good hugger, so you guys are getting a hug virtually from me. Our solution to all of this is obviously calling Power Hour Shower Hour, says the Scopia. We need more showers. Stocks are too stinky. Since Powell became chair, the S&P 500 has averaged the worst performance of Fed days on any other chair since Greenspan. Ooh, I love this. Wow, look at that. Powell. Look at the red. And look at everyone else. Now, do you see a difference between the red and everyone else? So if you guys are waiting to buy the dip, maybe you have to wait a little bit longer because today is Fed Day. As Market Watch has reported before, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell's record with the stock market has not been a stellar one. Data has indicated that S&P 500 SPX has declined on average more times than not during Powell's chairmanship of the Fed compared to those led by Janet Yellen, now U.S. Treasury Secretary, and Bernanke. The Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Nasdaq Composite Index has also shown weakness. Later Wednesday, investors will be focused on any, that's a typo, on any news from Powell Co. on monthly buying $80 billion of treasuries and $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities, which the Fed has done since last June to keep long-term interest rates low and bolster demand. Can you believe it? They're coming out with a new iPhone. But instead of a new iPhone, it's a brand new economic plan. This strategy is just like every other one that we've had before. Try to take over the world. They take over. What we do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the world. Francis says, Andrew beat me to it. Let's see. Anyone knows anything? SoFi is up 11%. It's true. Maui Sam says, yo, little bro, great to see you live. Hey, Maui Sam, great to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for checking in. Happy to be able to be a part of the little bro community. Let's see. WIMI up 31%. Was up 40. WIMI. Maybe this is what Jim was trying to say when he said women is a woman. He started opening his mouth. Did he mean to say? Let's take one more listen to see if he meant to say Wimmy. Did you mean to say Wimmy, which is currently up 30% right now?
Question, Mr. Powell. First, I want to know why Secretary Ramondo's believe that a lot of what's going on is that people aren't going to work. We also need to have. Why aren't people going to work?
Why?
Women aren't going to work.
Wimmy. He said it. He said Wimmy. Okay. Jim is actually a genius. That was what he was trying to say this whole time, but people kept cutting him off. All right. So let's see if there's a Powell primer that we can have today. Powell primer. Average Rob, thanks for the soup. The Fed is going to get their, slapped. They need to fix the mess in the kitchen and these burnt tendies. Get these tendies out of the oven. Quick, get them into, get them in my belly. Get these tendies out of the oven. They are getting toasty. Toasted. When Jim Cramer says to buy Adobe shares, that's what the video says. When Jim Cramer says to buy Adobe shares.
Last night, the stock is down about 3%. Obviously, they've had great.
Indie Rad Mama, thanks so much for coming in. I'm so happy to see you.
A lot of people are saying that.
And DW, what's going on?
Brian mentioned seasonality. Well, wait a second. We're buying growth stocks. We're not going to buy something that has seasonality. So that was one of those moments where people said, "Whoops, got to sell Adobe."
Whoops.
Now this has happened so many times that I can't. Not like Comcast in 2017, but like every year.
Right.
And what you've had to do is you've had to buy the stock between now and their max event, which is October 26th to 28th. It's been a great trade. This company is doing so well. The margins continue to be good. There's only one analyst that was negative, and that's BMO. Everybody else raised their price target. I think the Creative Cloud is not a shortfall. The digital experience is fantastic. Buy Adobe into this weakness, not today. because these sellers are going to try to make themselves look good. Because what the brokers do, they try to get the VWAP. They get the worst.
Yes.
They close it at the low and say, hey, listen, I sold it for you down 27 and finished down 32.
Right.
So buy it tomorrow morning. But Shantanu and Ryan put up an amazing quarter. And anyone who thinks that they didn't is simply someone who does not understand the power and the juggernaut that is Adobe.
Anyone who doesn't understand why I said buy Adobe and it suddenly fell 3% doesn't understand what words are coming out of my mouth. So the video is literally titled, and I'm not even kidding you, when Jim Cramer says to buy Adobe shares. So I'm not even joking when I say that even CNBC understands that Jim is just here for the yucks. And he is now saying that anyone who listened to me is actually stupid if they don't think Adobe's a great company.
Adobe.
It is a 6-week low here.
Yes.
So you're saying the other thing we heard this
clowning
morning is
him.
that it's not the typical Adobe blowout, which we've heard a lot about the last couple of months.
You know what? 3 or 4 times I've seen the non-typical Adobe blowout, and then I look at the stock a month later, and I realize, wow, they picked up a new client. The client list, by the way, was pretty much everybody. Went with Walmart, Facebook, they picked up. They just business with Nike, the port suit. A lot of just great customers.
Yes.
And I like Shopify. They're really good with the back end fulfillment for the smaller, but these guys do it for the bigger. And Shantanu is bankable. I have to tell you, this last appearance on Tech Check and this appearance, that's pretty good.
Well, you had him last night. Here's what Narayan told Jim on Mad Money.
We feel really good about the quarter. We feel really good about the year. But I think more important, we feel even better about the future. I think people really appreciate that we're helping them not just with their technology, but with the people and the processes. And so we will continue to do that in terms of...
Let's be clear. I almost worked for Adobe. I think Adobe makes good products. I think the Creative Cloud is greedy. I think that kind of business model is super greedy. Why can't I just pay once? Why the heck do I have to pay forever? But, that's up to Adobe. And eventually, if they keep making good products, it doesn't matter what they charge. So at the end of the day, it's not about Jim. It's about the fact that it just insert blank stock. When Jim Cramer says buy blank stock, and then just replay this video in your head.
Of both the innovation that we deliver.
I think that there's 2 things going on here. One of the things is Salesforce. I had Mark Benioff on last night. He is creating a whole generation. He's talking about 6 million, maybe 9 million people who are learning how to code and do things in Salesforce. And if you look at a young person's resume, it says fluent in Salesforce. The second thing is that Shantanu is going as far as the middle schools, even elementary schools, giving them their product. And these people are now working at companies and saying, why don't we do it this way, David?
Yeah.
They are proselytizers for Adobe, whether it be PDFs, okay, whether it be the Adobe document. We don't talk about that enough.
We don't talk about it
in many ways
at
it's
all.
different from DocuSign, but more thorough. David, I think Adobe, once again, there's always a line that people don't like.
Shep
Smith here.
Shep. Okay, cool. So that is I'm not even joking, a video that says when Jim Cramer tells you to buy a stock. And the answer is you shouldn't buy it. But the joke is implicit. Indie Red Mama said, I was just thinking about how much smarter the crowd would be if they had watched you. Indie Red Mama. Maui Sam thank you, Indie Red Mama. Maui Sam says, yo, little Mo bro, Maui Sam, and you go way back. OG Gorillionaire, you have been the most straight up ape in this bunch of bananas. I know a good banana when I see one. Aloha to the ape nation. Maui Sam, I'm literally about to be in Maui. I think in January. So I will actually meet you in person. So we're going to get bananas. It's going to be a wild ride. It is literally just going to be us eating bananas. I wanted to do more meetups with the community. It's a good time. Let's see. Adobe is essential. Yeah. Says Jen Stevens. Sheb Woolley. He's like one of those bullfighting clowns. Actually, that's a really good analogy. He's just a guy fighting those bulls. Sending them back with his little clown nose. Every time I think about how much of a liability Jim is, I think more about how much money Jim has made for CNBC. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I understand the cost benefit now. Fire crews rush to save giant sequoia trees. Okay, just a real quick one about California, because I love trees. You guys know this. You guys know it to be true. I love trees.
From the flames, teams of firefighters are racing against time to save historic redwoods from a raging wildfire tearing through the Sequoia National Forest. The threat intensifying in recent days after lightning strikes ignited 2 uncontrollable wildfires, which merged into one massive blaze.
One fire?
The KPN complex fire has already torched over 23,000 acres.
What?
Firefighters struggling to get the upper hand.
It's incredibly steep. The fuels are incredibly dry. All of that makes this a very difficult fire to fight, very dangerous.
The burn area visible from space as it closes in on the so-called giant forest, home to General Sherman, the largest tree in the world. The giant sequoia, which is over 2,000 years old and stands towering 275 feet high, almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty.
The tallest tree? I thought the tallest tree would be a lot taller. I don't know why. Anyway, the EMA, haven't talked about that in a while. The exponential moving average, the EMA. We are receiving a bounce right before hitting that, and now we are facing a pretty nice consolidation period for the day. We are looking at the blue simple moving average coming down and the purple EMA coming up, which means that that price action is going to be squished right between these moving averages, and that is going to be a question of bullish breakout, right? Will we have enough momentum to push again past $40? Let's find out.
Has attracted tourists from around the world. The flames creeping closer, crews covered the base of its massive trunk with fire-resistant wrapping in an effort to protect it. As those once awed by the forest's...
Aw, Kevin Stoltz says, I'm a wildland firefighter. Hope to get to California soon. Stay safe. Stay really safe. I love trees, but I also love firefighters. Staying safe just a little more.
Beauty.
Look at that. Look at that.
Now shocked by the threat of devastation.
The fear is that you won't be able to see wonder in nature the way that people 100 generations before you saw it.
Officials say the fire has already burned the inside of these trees, rooted just a few hundred feet from General Sherman, and the threat not isolated. What? Another fire burning just 40 miles to the south has swallowed over 25,000 acres and threatens more giant sequoias. This area is no stranger to this kind of destruction. Just last year, California's Castle Fire alone incinerated 10% of the world's giant sequoia population.
10% of all sequoia trees have now been destroyed in 1 year. How many years left of sequoia trees do you think there are now? Oh man, can you imagine measuring trees in years? I think we got about a decade's worth of trees left. Oh my god, it's horrifying. It's horrifying. Oh. Not good. Let's make sure that we make some good policy changes, make some good economic changes. Let's make sure that we get the right people in the right positions so that we can make a little bit of good change in the world. How about that? Fires inside trees is some Armageddon type-ish, says Mad Hatter. Cyberbully says, I could smell and see the smoke from the Tennessee fires all the way in Michigan. Nuts. Cody Becker says, on a note, I recently noticed Webull adding the upper and lower VWAP. Never paid attention to these before. Any basic knowledge on these? The general idea is the volumetric weighted average price has essentially one indicator. It's upper and lower. It gives a better understanding of it's like a confidence interval in a way. What's the easiest way to explain this? It gives you a sense of where that true VWAP lies. So it's a statistical test. It's not that both of these exist. It's that somewhere in the middle, the true VWAP exists. Looks like dude rage broke all his fake Gene Simmons guitar strings. That's right. Halloween is coming up. Halloween is coming up, and that Gene Simmons bass replica is gonna be pretty cool. The California Gov cut funding that are preventative burns and scrub clearing to keep the fires from occurring. We need that money. We need fire tree saving money, please. We don't care about the fleas. If you don't care about the bees, at least give an ish for the trees. Let's see. Retail up about 27% right now. Logistics sales up 50%. So people are talking about whether or not the market is going to be pulling back into a a regular winter, but a pandemic winter, right? Last year, our pandemic winter made the entire economy grind to a halt, which means people are feeling a little bit more optimistic. But I guess you have to be with the market. When there's still like 3 months before a really proper winter comes up. I think in California yesterday was like 85 degrees, almost 90. For everyone else in the world, that's about 38. Is that right? It's really hot. 37. So it's the what is it? The vernal equinox. It's the 21st night of September. So it shouldn't be this hot. But in that sense, if it isn't that hot this winter, it might be good for the pandemic, which is going to be good for the economy. Haitian immigrants attack pilots. Oh, that's right. This is the huge news right now about Haiti. Okay, let's take a listen. Oh, look, AMC pushes past AMC. AMC pushes past $40 again. AMC pushes past $40 in an explosive rip upward. Can we just get one rocket in the chat? Can we just put one little rocket in the chat? Just for AMC pushing past the 5th, I think. Let's count them. I'm not going to count this rejection here, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 attempts to push past $40. Right now, being covered. Price action is getting spoofed at $40 here. Ace NYC Baby D'Angelo buying 5K AMC because 30s is going into 40s. Love my AMC, never sell, nor in the hundreds. Matt says, now I feel bad that my Sequoia tree in my yard is dying because I didn't water it. That is totally, this is totally on you. Mad Titan says, hey, you stuck to your comment yesterday and are streaming today. Welcome back. Mad Titan, I'm glad that you saw it because I wasn't sure if anyone was going to see my comment in everyone else's comments. But then there it is. Elon tweeted. Did Elon tweet at Adam Aaron? Because that would be pretty cool. My search history only includes Elon Musk Wario. Hey, all this talk about Twitter gets me twit-thirsty. Make sure you guys know that you can also follow yours truly on Twitter. We're trying to get ourselves up to like the next milestone. It would be cool if you guys followed us. September 20th. This is the real Elon Musk? He's just at Elon Musk? Okay, I don't think he did tweet. But he did like Adam Aaron's Dogecoin poll. Isn't that equally important? All right, talk about Haiti.
Learned Haitian migrants who were deported to Haiti today attacked pilots and immigration officers on another flight after it landed in Port-au-Prince. So the plane carrying single adult men were released from the aircraft to Haitian authorities on the airport tarmac. Then, NBC News reports, several of those men stormed another recently arrived jet carrying families. The Biden administration has been ramping up the flights after more than 15,000 mostly Haitian migrants crossed into Texas from Mexico and set up a makeshift camp under a bridge.
That's what that looks like? I keep hearing about it on the radio and I can't visualize it. So luckily I can see it now. Wow. Wow, that's insanity.
In Del Rio, here's NBC's Morgan Chesky.
Shep, numbers are going down here in Del Rio, but there are still about 8,600 migrants beneath the border bridge about a half mile from where I'm standing. Processing those people an absolute priority because of the brutal conditions here. It's still reaching about 100 degrees during the day. And while they are getting a little food and water, I have had migrants tell me what is being handed out is not enough. As it stands right now, we know that many of these migrants have been taken to nearby shelters and or processing centers. We had a chance to speak to one 25-year-old man who told us that he's on his way to Houston before hopefully connecting with family in Brooklyn. But he told us of the struggles beneath that bridge for the past week with his pregnant wife, saying that at one point he swam back to Mexico.
It's just a chain of people wading through water.
To buy enough food and water so that his family would be okay, because he couldn't rely on what was being handed out by the government. Now, we heard from Secretary Mayorkas earlier today, who said despite the current size of the encampment here, the goal is to have everything cleared out, everyone processed within the next 10 days. However, when you see the sheer size of it still beneath that bridge, it remains to be seen if that will actually happen in the next week or so.
Shep.
Morgan.
Shep. Thanks, Shep. Crazy stuff. The world is ever changing. And this is likely going to be something that people are going to be thinking about in terms of policy changes, in terms of just what are the sectors right now impacted by these financial and global crises across the world. Oh man, Shemp, Mo, and Larry. Let's see. Come on down. What else did I miss? Joe Biden's veiled message for Beijing. That's a little more political than the video we just watched. Jim on why investors should put Airbnb. Ah, man, I hate Jim's Variety Hour show. It is honestly the worst thing ever. It's kind of like it's kind of like that, but it's like that for 10 minutes straight. Lemonade offers new pet insurance policy. Yeah, well, I thought they did a while ago. Why are people talking about Evergrande so much? All right. So, Fed Powell's press conferences are bad for the stock market, as data has shown. We were looking at this data a second ago. Here is a chart for the visual. Take a look at the red chart. That's how the market performs on Fed days when Jerome Powell is the Fed chairman. Guess who's the Fed chairman right now? It is Jerome Powell. So the markets are going to start like here, and then they're going to go whoosh. Let me see if I can have a draw on this. So if you guys didn't buy the dip yesterday, I think you didn't miss the boat quite yet, because at about 2:30 EST, which is in 2 hours, you will have an opportunity to see the market go. So there's the line right there where the press conference starts, and then that red line is how the markets perform right after. So they go like anticipation, down. Let's see. I actually do want to hear what Biden's veiled message is. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds very interesting to me. They clickbaited me. They got me good. I have to try and see it. What is your veiled message for Beijing? Because please don't let it be please Joe.
That's right, Chef. The Secretary General of the UN has repeatedly warned of a great fracture afoot between those two superpowers. But today, President Biden said he was more interested in competition, not conflict.
We'll stand up for our allies and our friends and oppose attempts by stronger countries to dominate weaker ones, whether through changes to territory by force, economic coercion, technical exploitation, or disinformation. But we're not seeking, say it again, we are not seeking a new Cold War or a world divided into rigid blocks.
I haven't seen or heard Joe Biden in a long time. What a face. Political, says Ivy Creek. Oh no! Free discourse. Remember, free discourse. Say whatever you need to say. We'll try not to attack each other. That's the only thing I'll say. Try to be nice, but you can say whatever you want. It's free discourse.
Unlike his predecessor, Biden did not mention Beijing by name. I bet that actions like powering Australia's submarines in the Indo-Pacific will speak louder than words. While Biden celebrated that deal in bilateral meetings in New York with Australia's leader and with the UK back at the White House, the diplomatic rift with France left out of that deal is so far unmended with its...
Ooh, France. Yeah, that's right. America's first ally. And now they're not happy. America, don't forget the times we had, France. Don't forget about the big lady that you gave us. That big lady means that we're friends forever, okay? Youth involved in the stock market says here to stay. Okay, if you guys missed it, here is a Bloomberg article about AMC's Dogecoin adventures. And if it's on Bloomberg, it's probably going to be pretty legit. Or at least it's going to have a couple of ads. Oh yeah, Francis. You're Australian. Francis says, Biden forgot our prime minister's name and called him that guy from down under. Uh-oh. What a gaffe. Hold on. No thanks. Okay, so this is what... Whoop, what is this X? Okay, good. AMC Entertainment CEO Adam Aron is asking Twitter users if the movie theater chain should add Dogecoin to the list of cryptocurrencies it will accept for online payments, because they already confirmed that every other type of payment will be usable. Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin for online ticket and concession payments. Yes, I would like to buy one popcorn, please. Sure thing, that'll be one Bitcoin, please. I sincerely want to hear your opinion, right? So people voted and they said, yes, for sure, do it. Yes, I won't use it. No, not that important. Or no, what a waste of effort. Even collectively, the no's had only 23%. Seems like people really do want that Doge. And then Elon Musk liked his post. Aaron's Twitter poll garnered nearly 10K responses within 20 minutes of being posted, with over 70% in favor of the addition of the cryptocurrency inspired by the popular meme of a Shiba Inu dog. There it is. So, AMC. I thought AMC would have a little bit more of a bump after the cryptocurrency announcement. But that's them. Them's the breaks. That dog is looking ripped. Meatball. Really complimenting you today. Let's see. They like I like Dodges. Doge. Francis says, I'm Aussie. China and France both have the poos with us. We had an earthquake today. Most of us in lockdown since June. The lucky country. I'm sorry. Sorry about your earthquake. Collectively, are you safe? Are you okay? I don't know what to say when someone says, we've had a natural disaster. Oh, sorry. I hope everyone's okay. That's all you can say sometimes. Let's see. Fun fact. It's not the actual Statue of Liberty. What? 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 No. Really? McDonald's to offer more sustainable toys and Happy Meals. Dear God. Okay, let's take a look at how to read the options chain. Let's take a look at that options chain. This is options Sonar. It's what I use to read that old options chain. Hold on. I say that, but I don't have it pulled up yet. Any update on Gree short interest? Molotov, Cock. Oh my God. And then you made me say and then you already made me say, I'm just gonna say cocktail. You already made me say half the word. It's a very fun name though. All right, AMC options. The way to be able to read this is to understand exactly where is the social sentiment right now. So if you take a look at $30 strike, anything in black is gonna be a put. So just in case you need to reminder, Blacks are puts, blues are calls. Anything in black is a $500,000 of puts at $30 strike. That's for today only. So people bought that many puts at $30 strike. And then you can kind of go back. If you go down in the options chain, you'll be able to see a couple more dates that you can press down here. And if you go back to a week ago, is usually a good proxy of like how the options chain was faring just a week ago. So $12 million is the norm. So in that case, $500,000 is not that crazy. There you go. Now you have a better understanding of where that options chain is and where that bullish sentiment is, right? So people were much more bullish last week. And from yesterday or 2 days ago, you'll know that most of those are going to be puts, or at least it's going to be a larger portion of the options chain is going to be puts, and then so on and so forth. Let's see. Charles says AMC is using all of its chips. I would like it to use the one chip. Adam Aaron, if you're watching, you know what it is. Wink. Come on, man. Wink. Please. Cannabis News says, I would buy a car from this man, possibly a house, maybe even a book on tape in his voice. The Audible audiobooks presents Of Mice and Men, read by Andrew Moe. To begin, it was the best of times. I don't know how that book starts. John Bell says, shares on loan and short go up, utilization goes down. Why are institutions that are long on AMC lending shares? I understand they may be hedging. Isn't that also decreasing pressure on shorts? There it is. Yep, you got it. At the end of the day, you can only hold, like, even the long hedge funds that were supporting AMC and GME with their long positions. Eventually, you're gonna have to be like, okay, I'm not making any money on this, and then the institutions leave, right? And then those are the whales that people were like begging for. They're like, oh, I really hope a whale shows up. Oh, someone's here. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Matt's left sweaty socks says you could totally do that for a living. In a sense, we are doing that right now. Here is once again that chart about why the stock market suffers every time the Fed chairman opens his mouth. It's Fed decision day on Wall Street. Investors are awaiting the latest policy statement, but as it turns out, Fed days have been tilting bullish for the stock market intraday since 1994, at least until the Fed instituted a press conference following the release of its policy statement. Oh, ever since 2011. So Fed days are good until they're not. Oh, cool. Wow. It's a pair of AR goggles. I'm going to be wearing them in the future. In maybe a future video? Oh, man. I've never even touched a pair of AR goggles before. It's like touching... What are other things I haven't touched before? Just start naming things. I've never touched the ozone. I've never touched Martian soil. This is now an unboxing video. Canada's News says the letter is from Ken Griffin. It says, hey, stop it. Kenny G. Can't stop the pop. Spectacles. Wow. Welcome to the portion of this video that is actually an unboxing video. We're breaking out of this flag. So right now, you might have seen a potential uptrend here, and then that would start our descending resistance. So you see the descending resistance starting at $40.57. So in that sense, people are notifying a potential flag. Let's take a look at that drawing. Let's take a look at the trend line. Let's draw that trend line down. And then let's draw another trend line, parallel trend line down. And from here, all the way down. So if we have a breakout of this flag, it has to be on the bottom. So it's a potential breakout from its own VWAP right now. So if this continues, you will be looking at that price action going down, up, down, up, down. And now this is the potential bounce to break out of the flag. Let's see if $40 or bust. I've never touched the mother of all short squeezes. It's true. Jeremiah Dower, what's up? Let's see. Can you tell the difference between a natural price action and a short ladder attack? It's harder to tell than you might imagine. Natural price action, it's hard to say if natural price action is a lot of people selling off because of a short ladder attack. The short ladder attack might just be a small catalyst to a panicked natural reaction. Let's see. A bottle cap economy is where it's at. Fallout reference, anybody? All right, here it comes. Here's the unboxing. Yeah. I open the rest up. Create the world you want to see. Wow, it was mostly box, huh? You literally sent me mostly box. Wow. We're already having a packaging crisis and you send me mostly box, huh? Oh. These things are heavy. Oh, is this what this looks like? Okay. Oh, these things are actually kinda really heavy and a little bit super ugly. Well, I'll tell you how this new toy feels. It really feels like an AMC. It really feels like an AMC 3D glasses. Heck yeah. And that has been the unboxing portion of this video. Okay. Byron says, I've touched MOAS, but never the MOAS. Gold Fishy Man says, money is a man-made concept. It has no value but what you give it. This is nothing more than real-life monopoly. The sooner people realize this, the sooner the world is a better place. Ah, wonderful. Money is real-life monopoly money. Don't forget. Don't forget. That is my... Put that on my tombstone. Money is real-life monopoly money. Terminator from the future. Meatball's over here begging for more treats. He says, please pay attention to me. I would love to have one treat from you, and then a kiss. Alright. So, since the start of the news conference case at about 2:30 p.m., a half hour following the usual release of the central bank statement, the market has been seeing intraday weakness. So, we're looking at usually a strong day for the market is going to be a weak one because it always has been. Rocket sound, please. How do I get a rocket sound effect here? I can make a drum roll. Dang. You hear that, Meatball? That was me on the drums. There we go. That's a drum roll. What was in that box? 3D glasses? No. These are AR glasses. Do they need to charge? Wow. This thing is heavy. These are really kind of heavy. Oh, okay. So these are USB-C. All right, let's listen to once more what happens on Fed days. And luckily, we have someone who knows everything about everything that has a couple of thoughts about Jerome Powell. Let's take a listen.
Down in the New York Stock
Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer joins us now. Jim, again and again and again, you point out after a big sell-off that a sharp rally the next day typically is not going to hold. And you did that again yesterday, and the Dow closed down, although the NASDAQ was able to stay positive. What makes it? What heals the initial break? Is it time or more downside usually that you're looking for? Can it just work itself out for the next couple of days?
Can it just work itself out, please?
These are historically very weak days, but anybody who bought at the bottom or near the bottom on Monday scalped it on Tuesday because they realized that these people are Johnny-come-latelys and they blew them out, which made sense. There's no actual news. I mean, today the problem is that we know the reporters want very much to trip up Jay. That's really what they do. They just say, okay, listen, let's just keep peppering him and pestering him with tapering. Let's challenge him on the guys who are trading back and forth. Let's really make him look bad. And then by the end of the Q&A, you want to sell stocks. I mean, it's not like the reporters sit there and say, hey, Jay, you're the best. I mean, they just heckle him forever. He's got to get rid of these press conferences because all they do is make a mockery of a very good public servant. So, I mean, if you want to buy, wait till after they make a mockery of him and make him look like a fool, and then buy. Because that's what they exist to do, and it drives me absolutely crazy. But Jay created this monster, and it's time to get away from the press conferences because all they're going to do is say, hey, why did you let this guy buy this stock, and how come he bought that stock, and when are you going to taper, and why aren't you tapering, and aren't you worried about inflation? Isn't inflation persistent? Why does he put himself through this punishment? I don't know.
Yesterday, I was thinking about you from the day before when you were talking about we don't need to I guess, enable China to do some of the things that it does just because we need them for global growth. We need, we really that the good guys or, White House, whatever you want to call it, that even if it, if it hurts global growth, so be it, because of some of the things that are done in China that we just don't think is okay. You still feel that way? You do.
Yes. Look, President Xi clearly overreached. He screwed up on this Evergrande. This is not like taking on the horrendous attack on gays on TV. It's not like cutting back video for teenagers. It's actually destroying foreign investors in Evergrande, but bailing out the local investors and bailing out the people who bought the apartments. But it's 29% of their country. And he's not president for life yet. He's got a vote coming up. And there's 7 guys who have to, or women, I don't know, who are going to vote for him. He's even just moved somebody over who was in charge of disrupting Hong Kong. He just moved him over to disrupt Taiwan. I mean, this guy, you got to read David Ignatius today, who I love, in the Washington Post, to realize how dire the situation is. But you know what? The heck with them. I mean, if their economy's slowing, let it slow. The attacks that they're doing on civil rights are ignored by everybody in the Western world because they want to sell prep. And they want to, well, I shouldn't pick out them. I mean, they're a decent company, but you know what I mean. I mean, everybody in Europe wants to say, they have more apartments that are vacant than half of the countries in Europe if they decide to put them all in. But you know what? Everybody wants to sell into there. And I got to tell you, it's disgusts me.
Shepard Smith here.
And it disgusts him. Hey, it looks like Adam Aaron says his Dogecoin tweet has the highest, ever read tweet. Now that we have to figure out what to do with that, stay tuned. Sounds like Adam Aaron. Gonna retweet it. Wow. I'm gonna make sure that he actually said that. I'm gonna go on his Twitter. And then I'm gonna so fascinating. Dogecoin poll was by far my highest ever read tweet. His. I thought it was Twitter's highest ever read tweet. Stay tuned. Whoa, hold on. AMC. And then DOG. Dogecoin to the moon. Nice. Good tweet. Big respect to Jim for dating something about China human rights violations. There you go. You see Jim is the kind of guy that you're like at a party and you're like, what is he saying? And then he's just like spilling all the beer and he's like doing keg stands, but he keeps falling over, almost breaks his neck, and you're like, I can't stop watching. It's an absolute train wreck. Can't stop watching. Meatball understands. Meatball's just hiding in the pillow over here. It's hit crouching Meatball, hidden dragon. Let's see. That was Adam Aaron. I love that he put out a poll. He's like, Twitter has polls. Dogecoin poll. Could Fed announce a taper this week? So they're probably going to announce a taper. So if that's what's going to happen, I'm going to give you a brief update, a brief like from the future of what Jerome Powell is going to say in about 2 hours, and then you guys can watch the market essentially not do super well as soon as he starts talking, and that's the gambit.
Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve kicking off its two-day policy meeting today with its latest decision on rates due out tomorrow. Will they announce a taper? What are markets expecting, and how will it affect what's already been a volatile month? Joining me now are Jim Caron, Global Fixed Income Portfolio Manager at Morgan Stanley Investment Management, and Jeff Krumpelman, Chief Investment Strategist and Head of Equities at Mariner Wealth Advisors. Great to have you both here. Jim, we'll start with you. What's the market expecting from the Fed this week?
Well, first, Kelly, thanks for having me on your show. I think there are some mixed feelings. I believe that the consensus view is that the Fed will not talk very, very tough on tapering at this point. There's just too much going on, whether it's some of the credit risk conditions coming out of China, whether it's the infrastructure bill or even the debt ceiling. There's just too much room for a policy error. But I think what's important, though, is that the dot plot that does get released will probably reveal a hawkish result. But then Powell is going to spend some time at the press conference trying to walk that back, most likely, and put things in more dovish terms. I just think it's too soon for the Fed to act in a very hawkish manner at this point with everything that's going on.
It's a risk they have to manage, Jim, though, because they have near-term market conditions, which for all the reasons you mentioned, they can sort of take it easy, say better safe than sorry. On the flip side, you have people really upset about what's going on with inflation and supply chain issues, and they think it's all a result of the Fed stimulus. It's a result of the trillions that have been spent on the federal side of the equation. So that's causing headaches in D.C. in terms of passing the next spending bills. Could it also create headaches for the Fed, where people realize, well, at some point these conditions are too supportive?
Yeah, well, actually, absolutely. And I think that's an excellent point, because I think there are two parts to this, right? One is tapering, so the reduction of quantitative easing, which effectively was really there just to address liquidity concerns. I think that at this point, the market is ready for tapering. I don't think QE is necessary. The other is tightening, and that's raising.
There's more than just tapering? What's up, BTS Sandwich? I need a meatball puppy. Hey, some of you are here saying, see Santa. Hey, Andrew, long time no see, my man Meatball and you. And we have, finally, says Sandblast, Andrew back on AMC and GME live streaming.
Interest rates, and that actually increases the cost of credit. So what Powell tried to discuss at the Jackson Hole Symposium was he wanted to break the linkage between the two. So yes, it's probably time to taper, and that probably gets announced in November, December, and enacted in January of 22. But it may be not so sequential that you do tapering, and then immediately thereafter you start to tighten. There might be a long lag period between the two. And that's what the dot plot, I think, is going to confuse. And I think that the chair and the vice chair of the Fed are more in the camp to say, let's fix the plumbing, let's reduce the tapering, at some point, announce that at some point later this year, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be tightening. And that differentiation, breaking that linkage, is very, very critical at the moment.
Alrighty, that's the ticket. And that is pretty much a ticket for us. Hey, guys, I appreciate
Josh, I guess the central question.
Josh, I'm trying to talk to the Moon Platoon. I appreciate you guys for showing up. We are back for real, not for play. We'll see you guys back again at 8 a.m. sharp tomorrow. That's PST, of course. That's 11 a.m. EST. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure that you guys understand that without the Moon Platoon, without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. So if you guys are curious what app I'm using to trade, it's Webull. You can get your 2 free stocks with the link in the description. You can also get a free stock with Moo. It's in the link in the description as well. And then finally, you can also get 20% off of Lux algorithm. Gives you buy and sell signals with the code AndrewMoMoney. But finally, all I want to do is give it up to the patrons. I still have to find some time to update the Patreon people over on Moon Platoon, the Grillionaire, and Meatball, the Space Legends. But when I look at Meatball and I look at the Moon Platoon here, I love being part of this community. So for now, but not even close to forever, we'll have to see you next time. Peace. Peace. I think that went great. Meatball, what do you think? It went really good. On these glasses. Ooh, they're charging.